My fitness isn't what it was. Who cares? I did something dangerous and put the heating on. I'm about to go to pottery painting. I've decided I don't want to cook because I can make that decision. Happy first day of week 5. Who would have thought we'd get here? I didn't. I'm wearing a skirt, by the way. Demure. Happy first day of week 5. I feel really good today. Not as tired. I'm still quite tired, but like I don't feel as like, oh, I've used up all my spoons already for the day. I'm having a snack, some prawn cocktail spirals. Can we just like some of the best crisps? Can't decide if I prefer the salt and vinegar or the prawn cocktail. Discuss. Thank you. Here is what happens in week 5. I've got some things that I wanted to get done in week 4, but there wasn't availability for me to do so to get done in week 5, which includes interpersonal relationships, which is like a really important one for me. Not me sat here holding this like this. There's some things that we get to go over, have a little review of, see if things are working. I think it is. I think even after a couple of bad weeks, it's been going really well. But week 5 is like the week in review and what could be adapted, what needs to be changed. Could I introduce new things? The answer will be no. But I might change my mind. Cut to me changing my mind. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. I've got another really relaxed weekend, which is like my favourite thing ever. And I'm coming off of the back of like a really deliciously relaxed quality time with my partner, seeing family, like really lovely weekend. So I'm feeling good about week 5. I'm feeling very hopeful. Anyway, tonight, weights. I have put on my list of things that I'd like to go through for environment for this week is those lovely cupboards over there. And my spices, etc., are all over the show, and that needs to get sorted. So that's on my list of things to do this week. Not necessarily today, but definitely this week. I've got some runs in, so we're gonna try and get up to 3 runs this week is my plan, but it all depends on how my body takes to it, and that's fine. And then, yeah, pottery painting. I get to do it. I hopefully get to meet new people. I've not got really high expectations of myself in terms of I have to come out with 25 best friends, but I would like to have come out knowing that I at least had a conversation with someone new. I think that's my priority, because some of these things have to happen gradually, and that's absolutely fine. It'll give me a reason to go back, and maybe it might be someone that I walk past in the street and say hello to because I saw them there, and it's things like that that are really important. I hope you all enjoy watching me do what I do most videos, which is prepping dinner, etc. I feel really good. It's nice to feel good again. I was very upset last week that I hadn't bounced back as quickly as I would have liked, and this week I feel like being very gentle over the weekend has paid off again, and I feel pretty much back to normal. So we're in for a good one, I think. Hello, happy Tuesday. I haven't done anything this evening. I literally got home from work, sat on the couch and watched Hot Ones, and then had a shower. I've decided I don't want to cook because I can make that decision. So Aaron's currently in Morrison's picking stuff up for dinner, and I have just done the bare minimum. I haven't gone for a run this evening because it's too hot. So I'm going first thing in the morning. So you'll see me doing that. I really enjoyed just doing nothing, I'll be honest. And now I've got to quickly run around and tidy the house, make Aaron's snack for tomorrow and his breakfast, because I've done the bare minimum. Would highly suggest to everyone to take a night off. And this was a great night off. This is what I take my lunch in, by the way, guys. So I have my pot that had leftovers from last night's dinner, which was like a burrito bowl, a salad that went with it in that because I reheat the burrito bowl, obviously, and then my breakfast is in that. So I need to put those into the dishwasher. I've just realised the dishwasher's still full from last night, but it has been washed. We've got about 3 minutes until he gets home. And it's not like he comes home and has a go at me. It's just I like everything to be done before he gets home, so after dinner we can just chill. And because dinner will be later because he's bringing home pizzas and I need to put them in the oven. That reminds me, I needed to preheat the oven. So yeah, you get what I mean. I haven't really been doing much in terms of filming like things I'm getting up to because I've just been working, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but you'll see more of me for Wednesday because I'm at home, I'm working from home. I'd usually be working from home today, which is why I kind of feel a little bit out of sync. Yeah, I better hurry up. I'll come back and tell you if I do it. Hello, I'm just a tad red. Just a tiny bit. I don't think it's that noticeable. So I did my morning run. We love to see. And today is the start of my half marathon training plan. So it was only a 2-mile run, but because I wanted to see Aaron at the train station, I ran the first part really fast. Considering I'm still half recovering, that was a choice. So I'm a little bit roasty toasty. But you know what? That's the first time I've had fun on a run in a really long time. I've really enjoyed myself, which is good. So I only had to do 2 miles today, 3 miles on Friday, and I think 4 on Sunday or Saturday. I think I'll go for Saturday. And then I've like Googled just a plan. I used to use Runner, but I feel like I'm getting robbed just to get injured using Runner. So I'm not going to use Runner. And it looks like a gradual increase. And then news, I've booked a 10k race. It was going to be August, but because I've not been well, I haven't been able to like work on pace, which is what I really want to do for my 10k, is get a PB. So, and even if that's shaving a second off, like we're talking as much as I can do. And my last PB on my 10k was my half marathon last year, because the first half was phenomenal and then had a mental breakdown in the second half. So half marathon is in 14 weeks. I think 14 weeks is a really good training block. It's what, 3.5 months? But then I've got a B race 8 weeks in, which is a 10k. So I feel very revitalized. Running can become quite stagnant for me because I do it like without thinking, because I don't really put too much pressure on it. And I love a training block. They're my favorite. Usually I'd have like a pace run, like a tempo run or something, but because I am surrounded by hills, which I'm not accustomed to, I'm used to flat, I consider any hill run me working on my pace, because if I was to run on flat, I'd be able to do more. I don't know if there's a science behind that. Anyway, running chat done. Today, I don't have lunch prepared. I don't have breakfast prepared. The only thing I know I'm making for dinner is the turkey bowl that I made last week, which I'm going to do more of a breakdown video on that because it's a really simple recipe. And so I think people should get to see it. And I'm trying to figure out what I want for breakfast this morning. I'm half tempted to just do like a slice of toast and scrambled eggs, because I really should be trying to fit in all the food groups, but I can always do that at lunch and just have something quick before work. We're gonna try and reorganize, recenter. I did something dangerous and put the heating on. And now I'm so tired. I had breakfast, had scrambled eggs on toast. For lunch, I had 3 slices of pizza and some salad. Then I had a little cherry bakewell, and then I went for a walk to the shops on my lunch break. And now I'm sat here doing work. Like, wouldn't this work be so lovely to do from bed? Which I'm obviously not gonna do that, but I'm a bit like, why did I put the heating on? But it's because I was cold, and I don't know what this day is delivering to me in terms of atmosphere, but it feels very cuddly. Like, I just want to cuddle up. And also, my next book has arrived. This doesn't match the copies I have, so I messaged my sister like, oh, it's arrived. I got it secondhand. I think it was like £5 in total. It came from Cumbria's libraries, and for those who don't know, I was born in Cumbria, and in fact I'm in the northwest of England, but I was born in Cumbria and I lived there till I was about 5, and all my family still lived there. And I saw it and was like, oh, it's like a little bit of home, even if this wasn't the cover I expected, because I purposefully picked one that matched my covers that I've got currently, so they can all sit in like a nice line together. And so I said this to my sister, like, oh, I've stupidly got the wrong cover, but I'm probably going to start reading this tonight and finish it because it's not that big. And she replied saying, I have your cover and I wanted that cover, so we're gonna swap, which means they'll all match, which I really appreciate. And then she said, I'll send the schedule, so what we have to read in a certain set amount of time, on Friday tonight to start on Friday. And I thought, but I want to start today, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And then I said to her, should I order the next one now? Like, it feels like a smart decision to make. And she was like, absolutely. And I'm really in the mood to cuddle up in bed and read a book. But I'm gonna do some work, finish off the day, probably go upstairs and get into bed. Because also I had a shower this morning after my breakfast, because obviously I've been on a run, and we all saw how red my face was, you know? So a shower was required. Now it's like, well, if I go upstairs and get into bed, nothing's going to move me out of bed after work. But I'm going to force myself to go for a walk after work. Force myself, not get tied up and reading a book. Let's see what future Jasmine does. Now to future Jasmine. It's Thursday. I'm about to go to pottery painting. I'm very anxious, which I knew would happen. So I'm going to be a big girl, because part of me just doesn't want to go because I feel anxious, but I've paid, so I've committed. I will show you what I do, and hopefully I maybe say hello to people. We're not having high expectations, and that's okay. Yeah. Happy Friday. Oh, pottery painting. I spoke to the owner for like a good 25 minutes. She came and sat with me because I was on my own. She was absolutely wonderful, like made me feel so incredibly comfortable. Could not advise the Pottery Cove more. Had a really nice evening. I got a little bit emotional when I left because I was so proud of myself for going to something alone. I just, if you can tell by the first video, I get incredibly anxious about doing things like that. But I'm trying to be more courageous this year, and I feel like it was a really good experience. I, therefore, today am in a phenomenal mood. I had a run. It was a 3-mile run. It took me a while, but I didn't care because it was the first time I felt a bit of synergy between like my brain and my body, and I was like, yes, we're getting there. My fitness isn't what it was. Who cares? I don't. I just care that I get to move my body and come out like this. Like, amazing. We've got work today, and we've got a lot on with work today. I have about 40 minutes to have breakfast. Yeah, then lunch, we're taking a package for Aaron, so we'll go for a little stroll. And then tonight it is food shop, food plan, and weights, because I didn't do weights yesterday. So I'm doubling up, which it'll be fine. And yeah, we're in a great mood. It's Friday, it's nearly the weekend. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello. Happy Saturday. I don't know when I last filmed. I think I did like a hodgepodge one yesterday, but I'm not really 100% sure. So I'll catch you up. I think I did a 4-mile run today. So I did that this morning. It was okay. I'm still not 100% fitness again, but I really enjoyed the run. So I was in the trenches for a bit, I'll be honest. Around the 3k point, ironic that it's miles, but anyway, I was 3k in. But after that, it improved and it was fine. It was just a bit hotter. I didn't check the weather. It's all on me. Anyway. And then today we've done painting, we have relaxed, chilled. It's been a very lovely day. Very grateful for it, especially after a very busy week. Last night we had pie for dinner. I think I did do a video yesterday because I kind of remember mentioning this, and it was phenomenal. And then I think we just relaxed afterwards. We're gonna watch some TV tonight. We've got some snacks, and then tomorrow we do a bit of family stuff, etc. But I'll do a more in-depth video tomorrow. That's my plan. However, at the beginning of the week, I realised my new recipe for the week was actually last week, and I did 2 new recipes last week. So we have a new recipe for this week, which is a tamarind and tomato curry. Now, you'll see that it says salmon, but I'm not doing it with salmon, I'm doing it with chicken. It's still technically the recipe, a new recipe regardless. So I am sticking to my rule. I'm not doing salmon. Purely because we just didn't fancy salmon. But I did have fish today. I'm trying to get better at having oily fish like once a week. And I had tuna. I had a tuna sandwich. It was delicious. Tuna mayo, cheese, tomatoes, because tomatoes are in season, so they're at their best. And lettuce and cucumber. And cheese. Did I say cheese? And cheese. And then I made Aaron a BLT because he doesn't like tuna. It's all about adapting. A tuna LT is basically what I had today. A tuna LTC. There you go. A tuna LTCC. I'm gonna stop. And then yeah, I don't think I gave much of a lowdown on pottery painting, which was really lovely. I think I do mention you can tell how anxious I was before it because I think in the video I took, I looked like I was gonna have a panic attack. But I just get anxious meeting new people and doing new things on my own. But I am trying to improve on that this year altogether. At the beginning of the week, I believe, past Jasmine being cruel to future Jasmine, decided she wanted to reorganise these cupboards here. I can tell you right now, she hasn't done them. But there's nothing to say she won't do them tomorrow. Let's see what future Jasmine does. I say this like I have no free will or a sense of control over myself. I do, but my mind changes quite frequently, and it's like, what do I actually want to do with my day? I still want to improve my environment, but there's still things that I'm doing throughout the week to improve my environment anyway. Although that cupboard really does need tackling. I think I'm avoiding it. It's a bit like the clothes saga, but now it's with that cupboard. And the cupboard under the stairs, and the cardboard upstairs. Although I did do a bit of it. Maybe next week I'll prioritise cardboard. You know, you never thought you'd watch a video where someone's prioritising cardboard. Isn't that exciting? And it makes me so individual. This recipe book usually pulls out some really lovely meals, which makes sense. It's a recipe book. Although I do think, which would be a hilarious sales tactic, is to release a cookbook with some of the most disgusting food ever. Because wouldn't that be hilarious? I think people would still buy it and be like, no, it isn't disgusting. It's just down to taste, and it's like bananas mixed with chicken. Like, I don't know. Someone needs to do that. I think that would be hilarious. I started reading the novella in the series that I've been reading. I'm about 43 pages in. This is only 350 pages, so it feels like one of those books I could just like nom my way through very quickly. But my sister hasn't started reading it yet, so like there's a potential I get ahead of her. Who would have ever thought it? Not me. You guys will see me in a bit. Hope everyone's having a delicious weekend. I hope it's full of all the joyful things ever. So I wasn't a drought, you mean? It's Sunday. I feel like I've videoed absolutely nothing, I'll be honest with you, which is terrible of me. We've been to see family this morning. We went and got a hamper that's like a big clothes hamper for the house, which is now upstairs in the spare room. We've just been on like an hours-long walk. It is 3 minutes to 7. I've got food in the oven. I've made a homemade slaw. I'm just kind of doing the closing before dinner is served. So stacking the dishwasher, cleaning the sides. I've done a clean this morning, like a hoover and stuff. Wiped down, I've watered the plants. This week I've been terrible at filming, and I can tell you why. And I know why it's happened. It's because I've used up a lot of space, like memory, and because I'm editing week 4, which is just like an absolute beast. I usually would have posted week 4 by now, but I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow and finish off the last little bit today. Let's overview week 5. I feel like that's the most important thing to do, even if it has been a little bit hodgepodgey in terms of videos and things like that. So week 5 is what I wanted week 4 to be. It's the best way to put it. I have done all of my runs, which has been absolutely phenomenal. I haven't done all my weights yet, but I plan on doing my weights after I've filmed this. I've done a new recipe this week, which was last night, which may I say was absolutely delicious. It was like a tamarind and tomato curry. It was meant to be with salmon. We did it with chicken. You've probably seen me just say this in a different video. And it was absolutely phenomenal. We write in the, well, I write because I cook them, because it's my fun thing to do. I write in the recipe book, like me and Aaron will rate them, and then I write if I need to make changes to how I do the recipe. And this one didn't really need much changing. I think I just need to season a little bit more, because these recipes are funny. They don't tell you to season until the end, and I usually season at each stage of the cooking process. So then I season as much as I would maybe in like one stage, and then I go, and I try it and I think I need to put salt on top of it. Usually I don't have to do that with my food. So yeah. I worked on interpersonal relationships this week, which is the first time I've done this. Went to the pottery painting, sat and spoke to the owner, and she was incredibly friendly. She just came up to me and said, I'm just trying to figure out if you're chatty. And I was like, oh no, I definitely am. And we just chatted the whole time. And for me to have come out of that situation, my main aim was to say hi to at least one person. And she was absolutely wonderful, like incredibly kind, forthcoming, sat with me, made me feel really comfortable, because I'll be honest, I felt a little awkward because everyone was there with their friends and I was on my own. But I also think something like pottery painting is wonderful because you can kind of just sit and zone out. Creative hobbies this week, we painted as always, and pottery painting is part of the creative hobbies, so a win. I have not spent any money the last couple of days, which I'm surprised by. I've not really spent any money at all. Everything this week seemed reasonably affordable, which is great. Environment wise, I said I'd do the cupboards. I haven't, guys, I haven't. Will I do it next week? Probably, yeah. I've got nothing on next weekend. My weekends are very free at the moment, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. And I think that's what this weekend was, and I think it's why I haven't filmed much, is me and Aaron have just been spending loads of time together, and I've really been enjoying it. And we've seen family, we've seen Aaron's family this morning, went for a cup of tea at his nan's, who is one of the best people on this planet. I absolutely adore her. And his mum, who I absolutely love as well. Both wonderful people, wonderful women. And his mum's partner, who's phenomenal. And we do a crossword all together, or like quizzes, and have tea. And we had some pastries today, which was great. And then we went to my sister's, so we saw my sister and her husband and Millie dog, and it's just felt like a really full week. I feel very full. I've been emotionally, which is never really a part of my goals, but it's good to check in. Emotionally, I've felt a bit here and there, and I'll mainly say that I'm very overwhelmed with work at the moment, working on a lot of things, and I think midweek it's really affecting how I feel, which is why I'm so glad running's back, and we paint and we have all these things that are very like mindfulness related for me personally. But yeah, I've had a really fulfilling weekend. I've had a very good week 5. Thank you to week 5. I needed you desperately to feel like I'm still on track for all these goals, and it feels really nice. So I'm gonna finish emptying the dishwasher, then refilling the dishwasher. The forever endless cycle that we all live in of dishwasher or washing up related tasks. Then I'm going to do my weights, then I'm going to finish editing my video. I've set myself a goal to be done by 8 p.m. It's currently 7:05, and that includes having dinner. If you can see me shaking, it's because I'm shaking my knee, because I feel like I'm rushing myself. Don't know why. I promise week 6 I will video more. And then I'm also going into my, so even though it's week 6 of this, I go into my 2nd week of half marathon training, which the first week's been nice. It's been a nice little gentle stroll back into not only running but half marathon training. I've done it before and it was not fun. So the beginning will be okay. So I've got 3 runs for that next week, which is nice, but I currently have nothing planned. Catch me on week 6, first video being like, I have 25,000 plans and this is what I'm going to do. Because I am a person who can't sit still. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. I hope you've all had a lovely week, a lovely day, a lovely hour, a lovely afternoon, a lovely morning. And I hope you have a lot of rest and lovely things to look forward to do, or just moments to yourself to relax. Speaking on that, I'm probably going to go and try and get a bit of that this evening. And yeah, thank you, week 5. I will see you soon, week 6.